I'm taking the Fleet Wheel Cruiser.
Oh, you do like Fleet Wheel Cruiser?
Yeah, I'm going Fleet Wheel Cruiser.
I just didn't want to.
Vroom, vroom.
I didn't want to pick one just so you couldn't pick one.
Vroom, vroom.
I mean, it works because.
And we're off to the races. We got an Ancient Tomb. Oh, wow.
Ooh, okay. Maybe the Montoya choice is a little hasty.
We got a very explosive start here for Russ.
Yeah, wow. 5 permanents, though. That's there's not much gas left in Russ's tank after.
The car shops is made out of Goes Fast, and that's exactly what that opening was.
That's great, Mark. Nobody will get that joke.
Someone will. Eventually.
So, yeah, Russ did have to commit 5 permanents in order to have a wild opening. Whereas Andy can easily take out either one of those guys.
In theory, yes. In practice, not necessarily.
In combat.
In combat, yes.
Yeah. It'll take a lot of
ooh. That's going to start muddying up the waters here for Montolio.
Yeah. Montolio wishing he had those in the main deck right now.
Yeah, I would be interested to know why Montolio has the precursors in the sideboard. So many of the shops decks you see nowadays, currently in the format, kind of do prefer them to be in the main deck.
Yeah. So yeah, despite the permanent heavy mana base that Russ used on that first turn, he kind of made up on that permanent count by creating 3 with 1 card.
And it looks like that Russ is fine, kind of losing either creature there.
Yeah. He's like, listen, I got to drop. I got to play my back-breaking 5-drop.
Andy,
okay with whatever you do.
What does Andy have in hand there to follow up? It looked like a Ravager.
There was a Ravager. He might be able to pull off some shenanigans there. Really, that's all I see right now. He wants to do something.
He's going to make him start sacking perm. Oh, he's going to block and then just shoot down.
Yeah, there's a little bit of.
I was going to say, yeah, Ravager, always kind of muddies up the combat here, especially with sacking permanents, things like that.
Yeah, choosing to lose the Ravager instead of the Foundry Inspector. I appreciate that choice. Russ hasn't really shown a second land drop, so he needs his mana available.
And looks like Montolio drew his own Foundry Inspector.
Good choice.
He also gets to play a 1-mana Arcbound Ravager. And a waste on.
Yeah.
Yep.
Recognizing that Ancient Tomb was the only land that Russ was really working with. So this is going to be a rough turn for Andy.
He's got a Ravager. Oh, he drew another Ancient Tomb. So he's got mana to work with.
Yeah, but he doesn't really need it.
Wow, another Ravager.
That tomb is useless.
He's hell-bent. Yeah. And serve and team into the red zone. And Montolio's seen enough. He's packed it in, and we're off to game 2.
Yeah, that was an impressively fast start.
Vroom, vroom. Vroom, vroom.
There was no Fleet Wheel Cruiser out. That doesn't make sense. So, yeah, we saw the dreaded Foundry Inspector into 2-drop draw, which just let him go crazy the second turn with that Precursor Golem.
Kind of lets you go really fast in terms of, with the mana reduction and everything like that. So
yeah, absolutely. So, what comes
So Russ
in?
has Steel Hellkite, Wormcoil Engine, Dismember, Tormod's Crypt, Crucible, Grafdigger's Cage, Witchbane Orb. So probably the Steel Hellkite, Wormcoil. Would you, I guess, Crucible, you don't want to you start getting into those Wasteland Wars. Do you do that? Would you bring those in?
I think he does, just because there's not much for him to board in. The Witchbane Orbs, Grafdigger's Cages, and Tormod's Crypts are not really as important.
Well, yes.
You can make Tormod's Crypt. You can make a say about, but
so a lot of times, when you're playing the mirror, you'll be bringing out the spheres. So that's already 5 cards technically.
Yeah.
Chalice 6.
Yeah, especially on the draw. Chalice is not nearly as useful. We saw a really good match earlier where Chalice of the Void just locked out It was Rich Shea versus William Dayton, game 1, and Shea just dropped the chalice on the play, and Will had no mana base. So that was rough. I felt bad for Will in that one. But
Ross, 4 spheres coming out, Thorn, Chalice, and then just bringing in Crucible, 2 Crucible, Worm Coil, Steel Hellkite, 2 Dismember.
All right. And as for Montolio, Precursor Golems. Saw them do work for Russ game 1. Montolio has his for game 2. He's got 3 of them. 2 Dismembers to bring in as well. And we have a bunch of Ratchet Bombs and a Powder Keg.
Montolio has the Ratchet Bombs and Powder Keg. Do you like any of those?
That's a good question. I don't know, because Ratchet Bomb's an interesting one where, because they're kind of working on the same curve, like a lot of 2s, a lot of 3s, might just be too slow, first off. And it might just cause more harm than good. I can only really guarantee the Dismembers and the Precursors.
The interesting thing with the Ratchet Bomb and Powder Keg is if they somehow get into like a Hangerback Walker War.
There you
that
go. Could
kind of help, break out some of the tokens and things like that. I haven't played the Mirror enough to know if that's something you definitely want.
Yeah.
Maybe one, because I can maybe see bringing out a Trinisphere.
Okay. Yeah, Trinisphere.
So, because again, Montolio is going to be bringing out, you bring out the Spheres, Chalice, and then maybe if you want to, slip in a Keg or a Bomb.
Okay. I can see that. Yeah, because at the Dismember and Golems, that's only 5 cards. Like, you can take out Trinisphere. So.
Well, then again, you also have the, play and draw consideration rule as well.
Yeah, they don't have to have the same configuration for game 2 and 3.
So it looks like they are shuffling up. There's, what happened there?
Looks like a busted sleeve, maybe.
Do we know what happened there? Oh, yeah, it looks like it was a broken sleeve.
It is round 10.
Yes, it is.
I think easily taken care of.
What's your preferred color of sleeve? And just overall in general?
Overall in general? I like a dark opaque sleeve. Give me like a dark brown or a black. But it's tough because a lot of people will have those sleeves, so I don't want to match at the same time. So it's like I usually go. KMC used to have a really good dark brown one that not a lot of people used. And that was my go-to for a while. But their formula changed, and I haven't been as excited about using their brand. So I'm kind of on the market for a new sleeve.
There you go.
Yeah. If you're a new sleeve and you want to...
I know a guy looking for a new sleeve. I can give you his details. You can slide into his DMs.
Mark the meme machine holder.
I live in the meme world.
Yeah.
So we have Andy Montolio taking a mulligan. Russ looks like he is keeping a 7.
And that is not good for Andy after losing that first game. It really is about pyramid advantage. Do we see anything in Russ's hand right now? I see a Founder Inspector at the very back. Oh, he's flipping around for us.
Look like a strip.
You can see a Metamorph.
So my issue with workshop decks have always been, I understand the explosiveness, is I just don't like drawing like 1 card a turn. And my mulligans, it feels bad. I hate mulliganing with the deck.
But you love playing Dredge.
I love mulliganing with Dredge. I only need 1 card.
Okay.
Whereas mulliganing with shops, I'm like, oh, man, I feel like I just like always lose if I mulligan with shops.
Okay.
Like I know it's terrible mentality, but then I will just keep pretty sketch 7s.
Yeah, you have to, with the new scry rule that we saw, Montolio just scry at the top here, it kind of alleviates a little bit of the pain of mulliganing. So I'm like mulliganing to 6 doesn't feel as bad as it used to.
Well, that's a very good start for Andy here.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, here we go.
5 mana on turn 1 is nothing to scoff at.
What a very good 6 here. Andy has to be happy with that.
Yeah, that's got a name Walking Blister, right?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. So.
Oh, Chalice on 0 on the play.
Okay. Let's see if it locks down. Oh.
It definitely hits one mox that Russ has.
Yeah. Although Russ is drawn.
Russ, Soul Ring that he gets to play for free.
Oof.
Yep, Walking Ballista.
Walking Ballista it is.
What's the Metamorph naming?
Wow. That is quite the opening there.
Wow. Just when you thought Andy 6 was good.
Oh, and it looks like he chose the Steel Overseer copy.
Oh.
He just pointed at it.
Mm-hmm. And it looks like Andy is not taking damage on odds. Boo. Boo. It should be odds damage.
I would never do it myself, but I'm a big fan of the Roland Chang, who actually has a die, or a coin rather, to play with. So I think that's what the card says.
Andy with a really good 6. Double Steel Overseer. That's going to help him. Oh, and a Dismember. Wow.
Yeah, going after the copy.
Wow. This is a dream scenario for Andy here on his 6.
Yeah. Those Steel Overseers are going to go out of control fast. He's really looking for that a big payoff X-Spell at this point. Obviously, Hangerback Walker would be the one. But take out that Workshop.
All right, so Russ, if he can survive, is definitely a mana-choked Andy very hard here.
Russ looks like he's... Oh.
Andy's off the top of his deck.
Yeah.
And... Oh, that's definitely a card that Russ needed to kind of stay in this game here, slow down the Steel Overseers.
Mm-hmm.
He has an Ancient Tomb and a Mox, and is that another Metamorph?
It sure looked like it.
Mm-hmm. That's why you say odds damage. That was... Andy would have been the 10.
It's amazing what kind of games Mana Crypts give us.
Andy's just drawing off the top here. Let's see what he's got.
Hopefully it's something useful for him right now. He's thinking about it.
So what's the attack here for Andy?
So he's facing down a...
Is he...
Just
he's going to keep back the Revoker that's on Ballista.
Mm-hmm.
And...
Yeah. 2/2s get in.
So do you agree with that attack there?
I like it. It's... I mean, he didn't draw the Dismember this turn just by the look of that. So you could take out either one of your opponent's creatures unless they... Like, if they have their Dismember of their own, it's not really going to matter so much. So, or create any kind of weird combat math. So, yeah.
And he's fine just shooting them off.
Yep. So many trades. Another 0 drop for Russ.
And Russ is just going to hold on. 6. Looked like that was a roll of 6, so we're taking some damage. It looks like Russ is just going to hold on with his Metamorph. Wait for something a little more, fun to copy, potentially.
Yeah.
Oh, Factory. That's going to help up the clock a little bit.
Yeah. Did that open up Andy's draw for the from last turn?
At what point does Rush just have to play the Metamorph to chump? Because he's got Ancient Tomb. That's going to tax his mana potentially as well. Or does he just have time? It looks like he's content to just wait there. And Andy shooting ones out here. I'm taking him to the casino tonight.
Yeah, he might have to...
He's on a heater.
Ooh.
Oh, here we go. Another factory.
Okay, he might have to deploy now.
Yeah, we're going to have to deploy that Metamorph here.
Yeah.
Oh, Ballista, too.
It's just going to be big. It's not going to be able to shoot anything. Man, he has drawn a lot of 0 drops with that Chalice this game.
A Chalice on the play.
Yeah.
That's what happens a lot of times. You can figure it if you're on the play. Keep the Chalice in. If you're on the draw, probably take the Chalice out.
There you go. Walking Ballista is a 3/3. It's Still in trade territory. Well, damage off the Mana Crypt. Mana Crypt to above average right now. I'd say 2 for 5 on the taking damage.
So what's your block here? Do you block the Revoker or the Factory? You almost probably have to block the Factory, right? Slow down. Or, well, now that he's played the shop, I was going to say the Factory slows him down on mana, potentially.
It's going to be interesting what this opens up.
Oh, wow, Rush drew a Lotus, too. Oh, Metamorph.
Interesting choice.
What's the Metamorph naming?
Oh.
Oh, baby.
Name Factory.
And we are going to get service with a smile here.
So yeah, if you block one of the factories, it's just going to become bigger. This is Montolio's game plan. You might just trade with the one of them anyway, just to continue keeping Montolio's mana kind of in check. But at the same time, like that Metamorph's going to have to come down as something now. Probably as a Revoker.
Yeah. If he dropped the Metamorph earlier, how many turns do you think it would have bought him?
How many turns? It really depends on how it plays out. I could say like as many as 2.
Yeah.
So Russ is at 9, representing a 2-turn clock from Montolio.
Did he pump with the Metamorph?
Yes, he did.
That was a land. He could not have pumped there. That just entered the battlefield, right?
No, he can.
Can he?
Yeah, he's a land. Lands don't have summoning sickness.
Mm.
Yeah. I mean, it was a creature spell, but it's still.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good enough. Russ decided never to deploy the Metamorph and scoop it up. So
there we go.
We're back.
We're back.
For now. So, yeah, that was
Chalice on the play there. Huge.
Absolutely huge.
What a phenomenal 6 from Andy there.
Yeah.
Phenomenal.
That I was real worried that being on 6 is rough, especially on the play. You just see less cards that way. They lined up perfectly. You had the Revoker for the Walking Ballista. You had your own your Steel Overseer double draw get Revokered, but he got him just big enough that he was able to trade a little bit in combat and just kind of create a path for those Mishra Factories and the Metamorph on Factory to kind of seal it up.
No, that's good. Now you're going to kind of see the dance here a little bit. Now it's probably Andy's turn to take out his Chalice, going on the draw. Russ's turn to put it in. I mean, it just feels bad off the top, though.
It does. I mean,
and obviously, hindsight's 2020. Not trying to be results oriented here, but I mean, Chalice off the top in this matchup later in the game, it's a 1 of. I understand if it's a 4 of, I think you have a different argument.
Yeah.
But as a 1 of, it feels bad to me. I don't know. It definitely did a lot of work for Andy that game. So
you don't play the Chalice for the Chalice off the top, though. You play it for how powerful it is in your hand.
Yeah. No, and we definitely saw it there.
Yeah, that's a deck building risk that you're willing to take.
Does Andy keep it in on the draw? There's no way, right?
No.
There's no way you can keep it on the draw.
No, it's just not a correct choice. It's not going to do anything just because of especially how 2-oriented Andy is. There's just no way that he's going to have that.
And just like what we saw, the raw power of having it on turn 1 is why you kind of play it when you're on the play. You know, you got to keep it in. Yeah. So here we go. We got them shuffling up for 7. Wow. All right, so we might have a backup match even.
Interesting.
Our backup match got a 26-minute extension for some deck check action.
Wow.
Well, again, given the nature of the decks, the price, a lot of times they will check for, counterfeits and things like that. It was actually interesting. I was back there at the judges' station watching this process going on. It's really cool. They have this electronic magnifying glass kind of examining, power and things like that to make sure it's not counterfeit. I thought it was really cool.
Yeah, it kind of looked like a suction dart.
Yeah.
And they kind of lay it on top of the card. Yeah, I was watching. It was interesting. I caught a glimpse of it as well, and I was watching a judge check an altered deck, like cards with painted. So there was it was interesting when when it came over like the non-altered part, like a casting cost, it's just you could see all the dots of the authenticity of the card, but you saw like the paint around it. It's just like it looked a little bit different. That was kind of a cool thing. So I've used the jeweler's loop in my day when I used to do a bit more vending, and yeah, it's I wish I had that technology then because that would be so much better.
Make it really easy.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Andy again has to mulligan to 6. It looks like Russ kept his 7.
Yeah.
I mean, worked out for him the first time.
Yeah. Strong mulligans. And we're off to the race. Ooh.
Turn 1 Crucible. Typically good in this matchup, especially if Russ is able to follow it up with just like a Ghost Quarter, a Wasteland, a Strip, any type of effect.
Yeah. Yeah. I saw a list earlier that had a basic Swamp in it. So
I did see that list.
Yeah. So it would be interesting. Obviously, it's not going to happen in this match, but for the Ghost Quarter plan, just having that Swamp, that can't be that gets you one turn.
Oh, yeah. All right, so Andy's just going on the beatdown plan. Ooh, turn 2 Worm Coil. That's going to be tough to beat. That is going to be a problem.
Yeah. Now,
Russ didn't. It doesn't look like Russ has a way to kind of just Wasteland or Strip the Ancient Tomb here.
Yeah, it really looked like the Crucible was kind of insurance against Andy having his own. Yeah. So Andy did mention to me about Precursor versus Worm Coil in the sideboard. We're gonna see. He told me that it pans out well, so we're gonna see if Precursor really does work against Worm Coil like he was telling me.
So Andy said on this side of the fight he wants to be the one with the Precursor Golem?
Yeah.
They're also pretty big.
Yes. Yeah, they're all 4/4s at this point. So, granted, Death Touch doesn't really care about that. But we'll see. We'll see how it works.
So both players hit their sideboard cards. That's always exciting. Kind of tilts the whole dynamic of the matchup quite a bit.
Yeah, absolutely. This is why I have these. Well, speaking of,
yeah, all the sideboard cards are coming out for this one.
Wonder if Andy has any sort of hanger back walker action or dismember right now, because that thing. That hits once.
Andy almost accidentally drew off of Russ's deck.
I like your cards better.
Yeah, he's like, your cards are way more powerful. Let me do that.
Listen, buddy, he only has the one worm. He only has one Hellkite. You're not going to get any of those. So.
I have seen people accidentally draw off someone else's deck with completely different colored sleeves before.
Oh, wow.
This actually happened to me at GP Providence, the Team Sealed event. One of my buddies was sitting in the middle seat, and his opponent just completely just drew a card off his deck. 2 completely different colored sleeves. I don't know how it happens, but again, another case where it almost happened. Metamorph.
All right.
That's probably a solid way to get your own Steel Hellkite here.
Yeah. Maybe that was a tell. Like, I want your cards. Oh, yeah. I don't draw off your deck. I just cast my Metamorph.
Yeah. I just cast Metamorphs, and then I get to your own Steel Hellkite here.
Yep.
Looks like Russ has a Ravager in hand. Not quite sure what else he has in hand here.
Very clearly pointing at that Hellkite. I want one of those.
Oh, yeah, that's definitely becoming a Hellkite. Yep. And we have the confirmation now. Again, a very strong mulligan to 6 for Andy.
Yeah.
He has to be at least pleased that, he's able to take a mulligan but still maintain, a game here,
Yeah, it's outstanding.
Looks like he is up past his turn back. He was maybe thinking about an attack.
Yeah, I agree with not attacking, running anything into those opposing creatures.
So we got a Pearl, a Hangerback Walker. That card is probably going to threaten to take over the game here. That, I feel, is one of those kind of trump cards in this matchup, especially with Ravager antics. Has the Dismember for the Steel Hellkite at the end of the turn, it looks like.
That's fun.
Oh, no, and that was in response to the Ravager.
Yeah. I like the fact that he was able to pay that black.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of saved a little bit of
himself
life.
2 life.
Yeah, especially with Ancient Tomb as mana
major
source.
key there. Oh, wow. Oh, Andy, what a 6.
Yeah, but he's not going to like this. 3/3 Hangerback Walker.
So do you sacrifice a Worm Coil and try to get some extra counters on there? I think you almost kind of pop it when that Steel Hellkite tries to come in.
Yeah, I think the plan right now, it depends on how defensive Russ really wants to be, but I won't fault him for wanting to sacrifice the Hangerback to the Ravager in order to just stop the Steel Hellkite from wrecking his board, essentially. I mean,
well, and the thing is, too, the big problem is we got to remember all of Andy's creatures are bigger. He's got the pump on the board, and that's definitely going to make... Oh, and the Worm Coil is just coming in.
It's worm time.
Worm Coil is I mean, right, if he's going to do the plan where he's sacking that anyway...
We're going to see the precursor plan.
Would you chump here, or would you just throw 2 and definitely kill it?
2 definitely kill it. Yeah, that seems like a good plan.
And then I guess theoretically you're doing kind of that rules check on your opponent, right? You're going to see how he does the combat damage. Does he say, all right, this is the, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I feel like at the 8-1 table.
I mean, obviously, Russ, yeah. If you
this
made it this far 8-1, you know the rules. But, I mean, still always, you never know at the end of the day. All right, and looks like the Hangerback is going to plop out some Thopters here.
Is he going to go aggressive and make the worm bigger? That's a good question.
That could be what we see here. So if he sacks the Ravager here, the Worm Coil goes to 9, eats both of them, and he gains 9. Does he have enough mana to...
Oh, wow.
Yep. So right now, Andy does not have enough mana to have his Steel Hellkite take out... Well, one, the Steel Hellkite has to get through 2 Thopters still. But even then, he couldn't pay 6 mana to get rid of the Worm Coil yet either.
Right. So let's see.
And this is why we see a lot of players favor the Worm Coil, because now you're gaining life and you're just getting further out of range.
It'll be interesting to see. I mean, Andy just has to attack with that Steel Hellkite.
He's got to push through the Thopters. He's got to knock them down. He's got to keep chumping off on the Worm Coil until he can kind of break through the line there. Yeah,
his opponent's going to be gaining 10 a turn, but that's about all he's got.
He's just got to hold the line until he can hopefully turn the corner. Tap mana. What did he play? It looks like he went off camera there.
It's Steel Overseer.
Okay. And a Ballista.
Ballista for 1. So that's an interesting choice because it's on this board. Ballista for 1 will chump block the Worm Coil and then can shoot the Thopter and allow Andy to blank the lifelink for 1 turn. In addition to getting rid of the Thopter,
he can't chump the Worm Coil because the Chief is going to keep it a 1/1 without a counter.
You're right.
So
you're right.
The only way he's going to be able to do that is if he chump blocks and then the Ballista shoots itself.
You could also do that. I keep forgetting that the Chief does that.
It pumps up the team there. Ballista's still going to be alive even without a counter.
I don't like the Chief of the Foundry on the field right now for Andy then. That was such a better play before I actually looked at the board state. That's why there's 2 of us.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
Absolutely.
Wasteland. So Russ is really going to be able to start pressing an advantage here. He's going to effectively be able to waste and mana lock Andy from doing much past this point.
Yeah, that Crucible World's finally paying off later in the game.
It's not looking good for Team Montolio here. He still has this. No, Steel Overseer got named by the Revoker.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the Hellkite's got to get in there. Hellkite's got to get in there, and then you can you shoot the Thopter. Hellkite gets in there, pop for 2, get rid of the Revoker.
You can't do that, Andy.
Wait, why is he activating Steel Overseer here? There's a Revoker on Steel Overseer? What? Yeah, I mean, Steel Overseer, that's not going to work how you want it to.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It was just interesting because his opponent helped him put a die on the Steel Overseer.
So the opponent's like, nah, you can do it.
Yeah.
You do you. So yeah, there we go. He's now and then. Wait, how did he get rid of the Revoker? I don't understand how the Revoker that was naming Steel Overseer.
Yeah, it looks like we're out of stand.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like we're continuing on.
I don't quite understand the sequence that just happened. It looks like the judges are trying to figure it out. Jeff, do we know what happened there? All right.
Yeah, because
something's not kosher there.
Yeah, I don't like what just happened, but
yeah.
As long as we can get that board.
I'm not sure. Okay. So he shot. Okay, so he shot Revoker. It wasn't clear. We couldn't see it. So he shot the Revoker with the Ballista.
Okay.
Then Ballista's still around.
Yeah.
And then activated the Steel Overseer. Then obviously shot the other. Shot the other one.
It was weird because the sequencing of the walking Ballista.
Yeah.
It looked
like.
It
was a little confusing.
Yeah. See, now I do like the Foundry Inspector being out there for that Ballista.
Yeah. You totally just...
Yeah, I just totally blanked on that because it's just the way that the dice were represented on screen.
Oh, boy, I need a coffee.
Yeah. I mean, 10th round. I mean, I have the bag of gummy bears here.
I should have ate the gummy. I should have ate the goblins.
I should have eaten them too.
Yeah.
But yeah. No, everything was kosher. It was just the way that things played out on screen didn't make sense for what actually happened. But the board state is good.
Him activating that Steel Overseer before killing that Revoker had me confused. All right, so it looks like we're battling in on the Worm Coil.
So, yeah, that Worm Coil. Oof.
And Worm Coil's going to eat here.
Yeah.
But bite the bullet.
We did tend to it, everybody. But there's still more. But wait, there's more.
And now I got to feel that Andy with Steel Hellkite here is going to just start running away with it.
Yeah. You can easily get rid of those worms. So, yeah, Andy with the mulligan to 6.
Oof, man, these 6s
pulling
have been
it out.
Really good for Andy. I mean, Russ is definitely going to have some time here being at 36 life, but you got to really like Andy's chances. And Ballista for 3 comes down.
Yeah, this.
Yeah, I mean, Russ is that Steel Hellkite's out of Dismember range.
Yeah.
I don't think Russ has an answer for that in his deck, actually.
No, it doesn't look like it. At this point, it is just a race to. I mean, that Wormcoil gained a whole lot of life, so the Hellkite is just going to kind of slowly chip away. Now, Andy's at 7 now. The only. I mean, yeah, there's. Oh, 5 rather. So it's interesting because there's a car.
Wheel cruiser.
You were talking about the beep beep.
Beep beep.
Beep beep is coming in. Like that's a 5-power creature right there. So made the Hellkite a little bigger.
So Andy's in a position where he needs to be attacking with the Hellkite, but a Fleet Wheel Cruiser off the top just ends the game.
Yeah.
Unless Andy gets down another creature here.
Yeah, because hasty creatures are pretty good.
Revoker, right. There we go.
Revoker's 1. Russ can draw pretty hot and get there, but doesn't look like it right now. Precursor. That's a lot of. Unfortunately, that's a lot of tokens that are going to die, but
and it looks like Andy hit another live card off the top here.
He's choosing what to name.
Ratchet.
No,
so he did bring
bomb.
in the Ratchet Bomb for kind of some of the token wars.
Okay.
I definitely thought, there's definitely some consideration to that.
I think that Ratchet Bomb's going to want to eventually blow at 3 if it's going to blow at anything in this game.
Andy's kind of doing the math, thinking if I swing with the Steel Hellkite, Precursor Golem's going to come in. I got to chump off. Where am I live? Andy's just kind of going through the math in his head to make sure he doesn't make an attack that's kind of, going to kill him, essentially.
Right.
And Andy is going to put on the brakes.
Holding back.
So Andy would love nothing more than Russ to just send in team here.
And the Ratchet Bomb blows up his own Moxie.
And here comes the team. I don't know what Russ drew.
Yeah, it's like, I don't need these Moxies.
And so, yep, there's Andy's just like, another one. Andy's just nothing on the top here. He's going to have to hold back again.
Wow.
Oh, he's going.
Do it differently this time.
Yep.
Pop them.
Man, now we're just drawing live off the top here. Oh, Andy's got to fade some draws here.
This is really tight. Like, he has to. I mean, he can take this, right? He's at 4?
No, if he drops Ballista, Ballista just kills him.
No, Ballista's.
No, if he. Oh, yeah, no, I was saying if he blocked.
Oh, yeah, no,
Yeah.
He can let this one in.
Yeah. Oh, I thought you meant block there.
Yeah. No, he just let this one in. Oh.
Metamorph. So Metamorph's going to be on chump duty here. Wow, this is really close. Andy just barely hanging on at 1 here.
Yeah, this is. This is quite the exchange that's going on. It felt like Russ had it. Felt like Andy had it. I don't know who has it right now. I mean, Russ is on the top. Like, he has just better power with the on the ground with the precursor.
This was Andy on a 6 here.
Yeah.
Great 6. A lot of credit hanging in here.
Yeah, he's done a great job.
And here we go.
Makes sense.
And
Walking
blocks.
Ballista. Nope, that's not what that is, though.
Nope. Andy's going to need another creature on the board to stop this. He has a Soul Ring. Oh, my God. Does he have a Revoker? Get him another turn. Have a Revoker.
Does he have a land to blow up the Inspector on the swing, but then he doesn't block? I don't know. He has to have another blocker here.
Mm-hmm. That's why I was like, please have the Revoker there.
Yeah.
One-time Revokerino.
He's got something. We're going to see it.
Or even Steel Overseer still buys him another turn. Ballista. Ballista on 1.
Ballista on 1. All right. That's fine.
Buys him another turn.
It's interesting. With that sequence of artifact mana, he has 3 next turn instead of 2, so it's a few more live draws. Whew. Andy is just not giving
Rush
up.
drew something. What did Rush draw? He drew a card. He drew something live there.
He was allowed to draw a card, so.
Oh, baby. Steel Hellkite is doing so much work on D. What did Rush draw? I want to see it.
What do you do?
Let's see.
It's got to be good. Maybe it's... I mean, I feel like he would have played it already if it was good. Maybe it's another Crucible?
Oh, if he can't get rid of the Steel Hellkite, can he pump and swing back in? Did he deal 1 to... Wait, that Steel Hellkite is lethal.
Yeah, that's a 9/8. Let's see if he sees it. Do you see your 9/8?
Andy, get in there. Get in there. Get in there. There we go.
9/8.
There we go. Wow. Wow.
Oh,
Andy, that Steel Hellkite was holding off a relentless assault there from Russ, and Andy was just able to cobble enough mana there, just able to get enough live draws, and wow.
That was something else.
What a way to end day 1 here.
Yeah.
And congratulations, Team Montolio is in top 8.
Yeah, that was a... I mean, when you run like that, and you know everything. I mean, it's Hellkite's copying.